One of my really good friends, Prodigy, that I used to play Gwent with before I started making videos, showed me a Renfri Deathwish deck that he put together the other day, and it's a little bit different than what I have, but it inspired me to give it a try for myself because he was getting the best Dagon Promises decks ever. Now, if he watches this video, he could probably tell you in the comments what he used, maybe even show you a bit of gameplay in the Discord, but he had Cave Troll, and he had Slizzards in there, and I think he had a Manticore and Miruna. And I don't know if he kept his Goliath at 7, but that was also something that he had, was a Goliath at 7. I think he was trying to play into Penitent for a bit, but then just decided to drop Penitent and keep the rest. But this is my version here, and I wanted to focus on having a Tall Punish and a Lock, so at least I have a bit of control. I know in his, he had the Rotfiends, which I actually did have for a little bit, but I found that a lot of decks are going wide, and I wasn't getting the full swing of points, so I just went with the Harpy eggs instead. And I'm getting a more consistent piece of points here. And the objective of this deck is to really just go push for a 2-0 and see what happens. And how we do that is we start off with a card Brewis Ritual. If I don't have it in round 1, we can take Triss Butterflies to get it in round 1. And if we're going first, we can take Urn of Shadows, which allows us to trigger a unit's Deathwish ability. In this case, summon 2 random bronze Deathwish units from your deck to this row. Now, if you're counting how many we've got 2, 4, 6, which is generally enough, because then I can save all my consume stuff actually for my higher provision cards later. So I go take out Brewis, I try to take Urn of Shadows if possible, maybe we take Abaya if possible, and then maybe we consume if possible. I don't generally do all 6 summons, I'll go for 4, because I also have more thinning in the form of Wild Hunt Riders and Renfri's Gang, so it's all good that way. You know, if we go for 4 off this, the 1 and the 1, everything should just be good, and we're pulling all our gold cards for later. That puts up a lot of points in a very short period of time, so we can get Brewis on the board, try to play the Giant Toads on the board, get that carryover points. We get 8 points of carryover if we play both of them in round 1, so that when I go consume things like Dettlaff in round 2, I can just play it on the ranged row, get a free consume, then I can go take the Arrakis Queen, get another free consume, another Dettlaff spawns, double leader rip, and then we can take Renfri and just basically reset that way. And then depending on how much of a lead, we can tempo pass in round 2, try to get a several card advantage, or we can just start playing into Dagon Promised. And on his second form here, Dagon Risen, so at the end of your turn, increase the counter by 1. What we're aiming for is counter of 5. Spawn a base copy of self in your hand, counter 1. So what that means is you get a fresh copy, and then you can refunnel the whole process. Now mind you, if we do get counter 5, everything 5 and below happens on the consume of this card. Very easy once you read it. So we get to summon the lowest power bronze Deathwish unit from our graveyard, which is fine because we're thinning out a lot early. Then we get to boost all allied units on the row by 1, so try to stack a row if you can. I often forget about a second form with this counter 2, but it does play for a lot of points. The third one, spawn Storm on an opposite row for 2 turns. That's really good if they're playing into a swarm. Damage the lowest power enemy units, plural, by 2. So if you're playing into Deadeye Ambush or something like that, you might get a lot of good token punish here. And then, you know, obviously 5. If you get 5, you're in an infinite loop where you're just getting card advantage, and if they can't answer, they lose. That's why in his version he had Defender, but I just kept Peller, and I figured, you know what, if it happens, all the better. If it doesn't happen and I get to counter 3, for example, it's still very good. So we'll keep it like that. But really, really cheesy card when it works, and you know, you get this sort of play I was talking about, you get this sort of play started, they play something tall, you tall punish it, and it's not looking really good for opponent. So that's kind of the idea with this deck. You'll see how I played in the 4 games of live commentary for reference today. A couple cards that I thought about putting in, and I tried for a bit, were Celaeno Harpies. I wasn't getting the bonded effect that I was hoping for, and I didn't want to play a Troubadour just to try to do all that. I felt like it was overcommitting for a strategy that I didn't necessarily need to do well. Slizzard, I could see the appeal if you're running Defender like he does. Foglet, if you want to save a couple provisions and maybe make some less expensive Deathwish units. I don't think you need Foglets here. It's not a big deal. And, you know, you could argue that some consume cards like Banshees are better or whatever the case, but I like having the 1 Barghest, so at least I'm guaranteed 2. I could do a sandwich with the Indriga. I have these which are playing for total 4. I have these which are playing for 2 consumes, leader at 2. So I think we're doing fairly well with that. So that's pretty much it. We'll get into the gameplay for today. If you're looking for a deck that's relatively easy to play, that packs a bunch of points, and that's very frustrating to play against, this is exactly what you're looking for. And like I said, pretty much it. Let's get into the gameplay, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. First up here we have Nilfgaard Enslave. We're looking at probably Enslave 6, but we'll see. So I got thinning here. I don't have a power target. I might have a good Geralt if they play Torres. Double consume, triple consume. Perhaps Barghest can go back for later. I don't think that Dagon ever survives in around 3 in this matchup, so I'm thinking about just taking him early and getting that infusion going. So Emir comes out here. That's a really good lock. Or it's just a good Geralt. You know what I mean? And then we could lock this. Depending. I might just want to lock the Helga. So keep in mind they might have Amnesty here. So they can nudge things down and take them. Came into another one, so we only have to worry about maybe one more of these. It's going to be difficult for us to get dominance here, but I could get it maybe by doing this. So we're going to consume these 3 for sure, unless we do terrible. And I'd like to hope for these 2. Okay, so Helga's out too. This is crazy. So that puts it to 10. I'm not getting dominance off this, but could always just double swing this. Abaya into egg, consume the egg. And then if I go and consume in the middle somewhere here, what I'll probably do is put one of these somewhere. Jeez, man. I think it's safe to say I'm not going to be playing anymore. So Joachim, battle stations, Ku, Emir, Helga. A lot of the engines out of the way. I mean, we did go and spend Geralt, Abaya, and Dagon, but that's a carryover Dagon. I don't have to worry too much about bricks here. So we can put this back. I get some carryover. The hand's not great, but I can fish for 1 or 2. It's just I'm missing so many good cards. I want to consume the infusions, though. I have 2 thins, So if I can make it through a round 2, my round 3 is really good. I think we just keep it like this.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Hopefully they play less than 4 or less than 5. There we go. They don't know it's Renfri yet. They might assume when they see the Geralt, but I mean, surely it's just one of these, right? Okay, not bad. So we could put Peller back. I get these 2. And then I'm missing 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, we're just not going to see half the deck here.
I'll do what I can.
What's more valuable? I think this will... it's probably the toad that goes back. Detlef is more points than Brewis at this point because we've gotten all of them in hand. That's likely a good lock here. It's hard to tell though. How much spine can you give at this point? Maybe not a lot. I don't mind doing something like this.
Nothing will stop us.
It's safe to say they haven't missed any cards.
Of 2 bad sides, 'tis better to be on the winning one.
That's probably my best lock though.
I do not mince words on principle.
At this point, because I know they're going to be getting more spying. It's all a ton of tactics. So that's your tall punish.
You wouldn't want to hurt us, would you? We all make sacrifices.
It's a pretty good consume. It's 3 points. Let's sandwich these, then I could play Detlef, consume, consume, and then play this in the middle. I don't know how I feel about going super tall though with these, but I'm trying to maximize the value that I get. So there's your leader. Well, I guess they saved me the trouble. This could be a greedier version that has treason rather than Vilgefortz, but it's hard to say. I think they still have Vilgefortz. It's likely Renfri here. Damage destroy. I have a good destroy if we want to just net the points here. The boost by 2 is not very good, so we'll take that one. After playing the lowest provision unit from deck is going to be one of these two, which is not that insane. So it's whenever we play an odd, boost by 1 for each adjacent even. Even by odd.
What do you need me to do?
So odd by even. So this is going to get a 2.
Pleasure to greet.
I have to mitigate damage from the Vilgefortz, so I can't consume. I have to just go in the end. And I think that should be enough to win. Okay, it wasn't even... Here I am thinking that that's the case, so it was definitely treason over Vilg. Alright, next up here we got Skellige, Patricidal Fury. And we draw well, let's see. At least I have Geralt for their leader. This can go back for now. The lock is okay. They're playing the drag. Let's see. This is decent. Rider's good. I don't have to worry about bricking, so I can go... I could take this. Okay, so it's going to be obviously ritual. I'm going to put this back for now. And then we're just going to tempo dump here. It's likely just going to be traditional warriors because people are sweaty this patch. Yep. I was thinking maybe Sahil, but probably not. I don't think I need to do it twice. I was thinking of Baya, but probably not. Because I still want some of this stuff for later. I'll just take Toad so we get that carryover, and then maybe just play Rider and we'll go from there.
The stench of beer, I knows it well.
Come to me.
I feel obligated to play at least one more. Mind you, it's not that much points ahead if they start playing Feral Bond or Aberdage and all that. Really? That was supposed to be my pass. okay. I don't think I need Peller. Squirrel's okay. I missed Dagon, but that's fine. I do have a decent short round here with these. Maybe it's just Deadlaugh Bleed. I take Arrakis next and just don't use the order from leader. So we get the extra 4 points off the spawn. Play the second toad. Or better yet, just play Abaya. I'm just not really having the consumes for it though. It's whatever. So Aberdash. If I can get the Deadlaugh to stick, I'm in a good spot though. Nice. So they don't get Zeal.
Kill the sons, steal the lasses.
I might as well proc it and then consume once. We've got the double Deadlaugh, and then we just take one of them. It's a good swing still. What's the point? You're gonna kill it? Guess it helps me. I don't have to worry about all the other stuff now. Abaya is sort of dead in hand, but we could save it for later. Pakusha into 17 points.
They'll pay for my stolen.
Play a bronze. The stratagem part's not bad, but I have nothing to proc. So let's just do that. Look for whenever you pass type thing. After split 6. After play the lowest. The lowest is probably Peller, right? This is likely the best move. I could see that being for Greatsword.
What is it?
So 23. We just take this, don't we? Get the +2 on it. I wonder if we go Dagon. It's not to say that we'll actually get it. Let's just do that. It's big points. And then we have to go between odds. So we could do this.
I do not mince words. On
Oh, it's the first time, shit. At least we're practicing the right behavior here.
Worry not. We'll tend your ankle biters too.
So that's my Geralt. These are all even. We get the 1 odd. I can't play 2 of them there. I guess that's fine.
boss doesn't like
So they probably have Champions Charge, Tier, Herald, but they don't have a Herald. So that's a dead card. I could play this. Yeah, let's just go for the kill. So the 1 ruins it for me. We can do this.
Last words.
And then we have to pass with a Baya. It's only 30 points in 2 turns, though. The tier reset's only going to hit the toad in the back, which is not terrible. Champion's Charge only hits for 9. And then Herald. Realistically, I think it's a 2-0, but I'm just kind of sort of waiting to see, you know? There's nothing I can proc, though. Does it matter? Nah, let's just play this for 6. It's definitely a 2-0. Yeah. Next, the Fury of Skellige, Blaze of Glory. So I have Triss, which is really cool. Let's put some of the Deathwish stuff away. That's nice. Do I need to have a Peller? Not in this matchup, generally. I want to go for this thin and just save all my consume stuff for more important targets later.
the stench of beer. I knows it well.
You wouldn't
That's so
want to
cool.
hurt us, would you?
Wait, should I even do a third one? I could. That's crazy. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Just a balanced card in a balanced game in a balanced world.
Our world is in harmony.
And then we just tempo pass, don't we?
Come on! Show us what you got!
They could iced leader, but that is expensive.
I've got you like fishes!
Couple Pharaoh Bonds could maybe do it. They only have these 2 cards they can kill before everything else benefits me. Well, this is Thrive, so I guess they could pivot that way. Yo, hit this twice, please.
Not to stop me!
They want the card disadvantage so they can save leader.
Worry not. We'll tend your ankle biter
I guess.
too.
I should probably get rid of the invader so I can make my... Well, there's 2 of them. I played both of these on a pass. Put riders for later. I don't know how you do it. Do you just bleed in and try to get that card back or what? Sure. It's probably that. At least I have the 8 points of carryover, and then I can tall punish something. It's gonna have to be the tier, and we're gonna have to let one of them stick. I'd probably just Dagon first. I don't have to worry about bricking. We basically pull the whole deck. This is hilarious. Here. I guess YOLO. So they don't have tier?
You'll sleep when you're dead. Away from this.
They would have played him first. It's probably just double Dettlaff. And then Arrakis is my last Deathwish card, so I have to actually play it on ranged.
Your descendants
Dude, they just not have tier.
sacrifices for men who see one and all.
Maybe the deck just doesn't run tier. That would be kind of weird though, wouldn't it? No, it definitely has tier. Somewhere. So we'll do this play first. So I don't lose the opportunity. I might as well Triss into one of these just to get an extra boost. I should be taking Renfri though, just so I can look at my options. It's not the end of the world. I still have one consume. Damage all, spawn base. Spawn base is kind of nice. After using at the end of your turn, let's just do it that way. This way, if they go take a Yoda or a Greatsword, we actually get it back. I guess they had to choose between tier and so that's what the idea was. This looks winnable. If they kill that, we get value back. Intriga plays for 5 points anyways. Yeah. Running on fumes. We're good. Consideration to just get rid of some Bloodthirst, but now they're BT2, not 3. Well, for now. I don't know what the last card is.
Sharpen the bolts, boys.
Probably your Champion's Charge you were hoping for. That's big. Okay. Okay. I forgot about that value they were getting. Alright, we got Deadeye Ambush coming up here next. I love the card back. I'll get them eventually. So we got to keep this for cargo nonsense. We got the Thinning. And I have spam of one of these, I suppose, right? Lock is not really going to do much in this matchup. I have more than enough consumes. Now we're flying, so then this can go back. Let's take a Baya here. It's fun. I actually don't necessarily want to consume it again, because I want to have these for later. Let's do this carryover play. You think we can get away with one more? Yeah. Maybe riders. Oh, wow.
Do you hear? They approach.
I'm just gonna leave. Such a pretty board state. Look at that. 2, 2, 2, 2. I wasn't even thinking about it actively, but it just like subconsciously, we've been doing this for so long. And then these cards even have a color scheme that matches. Like, come on now.
You like
I think I'm good, bro. I think I'm alright.
whoops a daisy. How utterly inept.
Consideration to play the gang there, but I kind of want to just have stuff left. Good, good, great. I do have 2 leaders. I kind of want to have... Honestly, I think this is good. Geralt might not see a lot of value, but we can always put him back with Triss. I'd be shocked if they bled in here. I don't have a solid squirrel target yet. I guess you could argue Waylay, but I think it's actually just Triss, though.
I'll do what I can.
Do we put Geralt back? I don't think they're going 10 plus, man. Heller could be valuable because they might have a Siren. 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna say Squirrel. We've made it this far. Here, let's open up with something like this, so that they can't snipe me with a Serpent Trap, and then we'll play Dagon. So they drew it in round 3, which is okay. The only issue is they get to replay a lock. I would imagine that that's the first thing to happen, though, you know? We could put Dettlaff down just cuz. At least it's out of the way. 6 damage is not that hard to find, though.
If I'm to die, I'll do so sword in hand. We fight to the last. Humans are not to be trusted.
So they replay that next turn. So I have to let the cargoes go for a minute. Let's do this play first. And we'll try to get a lock on the Deathwish. Because I can't imagine they're holding like 4 pillars.
An ill wind blows.
Nice. Okay, so now they have to purify that first. Well, they might have it in hand, so it's not over yet.
Come to me.
Okay, the pivot tells me no pillar.
I need to be.
Living souls in your wake shall ne'er deign forget yourself.
I got a really good trade on that one.
Once ours, we shall win back.
Yeah, desperate times. Unless they don't see the line. If they're hovering over the wrong card. Okay, no, they got it. They got it. Wait, there's no more cargoes. Sheesh.
To a man.
They'll pay for my stolen.
Damage all. Damage all is not bad. They are a swarm. And Dagon has risen. Let's go, chat. That's a random dwarf. No way! Well, we still get him. But no way. They thought they were being slick. No, I don't have to consume them. It just happens. It's just, that's a random dwarf.